Welcome to So Many Receipts. I'm Shelley Seddon.
And I'm Fleur and Shelley.
And we're two entertainment journos based in Sydney, Australia, who love to analyze and talk about all things reality TV and pop culture.
In Deep Dive, we go all in on stuff we're dying to know about, plus chats you won't want to miss. So this week, a dream came true for two Real Housewives fanatics. We actually met and interviewed for the first time a Real Housewife in the flesh. Woohoo! The one and only Jackie Gillies from the Real Housewives of Melbourne and Sydney. Plus, we also met three other Sydney housewives as well. What a night.
We were so excited to attend one of Jackie Gillies' live soul sessions in Sydney this week. Yes, the OG Jackie. So I've lived in LA. I've lived in Washington, D.C. I've met Kardashians and presidents. I really don't get starstruck that often. But for some reason, all bets are off when it comes to Real Housewives.
Me too.
I know. So, Fleur, you made fun of me a few weeks ago when I said I thought I could be besties with the cast of Real Housewives of Miami. So I don't know, maybe that's it. I watch their lives and I can see myself with them. I find the Sydney Housewives and Jackie relatable. I don't know, maybe I'm just Delulu.
No, I get it because I've interviewed lots of celebrities as well.
Yeah.
But that was a bit of a pinch myself moment. So first up, before we play our interview, I will never forgive frickin' Sydney Trains for making us so late for
this was brutal.
Momentous occasion. Talk about stressful. So we were told to get to Bondi Pavilion where the show was for a 5:50 p.m. slot to chat to Jackie. Now, we are both early birds.
Yes.
This is what is so ironic. And we had planned it out to both catch trains from different directions to Bondi Junction and be at the pavilion for 5:30 in good time.
Yes.
However, as there were train delays, they were so slow.
Yeah.
Neither of us were there at 5:50 p.m. as it turns out. But Jackie's lovely PR, Nadia, very kindly said our slot could start at 6:10 p.m. Thank God she did that.
And a huge shout out to Nadia because she was so accommodating and worked her magic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And because by the time I got to Bondi Junction, I was racing around like a mad woman, looking for a cab, looking for an Uber. There were none. And it was already past 5:50 p.m. So then I saw a bus from the station about to pull in and take people to Bondi Beach. The line was so long.
Yeah.
If I'd gone to the back of the line, I might not have got on the bus. So I just went up to a girl who's about fifth from the front and I said, I'm so sorry, but if I paid you, would you let me go in ahead of you? And she very kindly let me do that. I was so grateful. I said, thank you so much. I'm about to cry.
Yeah, it was very stressful.
Yeah, and then you were there by that point and were calling me every few minutes saying, where are you? And I was like, I'm on the bus. I just passed the chicken shop. Just hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. And in the end, when I got there, I ran in boots down to the foreshore to the pavilion. And then we were only a few minutes late, as it turned out, for the now revised 6:10 slot. And we did catch up with Jackie. The angels aligned.
Yes, divine.
Yeah, and I loved how, even though we literally ran in there with our hair on fire to that room, panting, Jackie said she loved our energy, although I think she was talking about our core energy.
We were frazzled.
No, not the batshit frazzled energy that we brought in. She just radiated warmth and wisdom and openness, didn't she?
Yes. So Jackie was everything I was hoping for. The one word I would use to describe her is authentic. And so she always says, shine, shine, shine. That's her motto. And that's exactly what she does. She really does have like this calming energy.
Well, she calmed me down.
Me
I was
too.
about to collapse.
Yeah. So her show, Jackie Gillies Soul Sessions, it was exactly the pep talk from Jackie in the universe that I needed. Because I'm just feeling so overwhelmed these days. And it was just a reminder to me that I need to focus on my mindset and not spiral into negativity.
Yeah.
And I did used to do the binaural beat meditations daily that she was talking about. And I downloaded a free meditation that Jackie gave us. And so when you do those meditations, it immediately changes your brainwaves. It actually makes you vibrate at a higher frequency. It's not this woo-woo thing. It's actually science. You change your brainwaves from, and they go into this beta and gamma state.
Yeah, and she did it during the show. She actually put on that music and you really could feel it within your soul, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's really effective. And so I'm a woo-woo girl. I always have been. I put crystals in my bra. I meditate. I do yoga. I take wacky supplements. I believe in the angels. I've read like every self-help book. So when we had the chance to meet Jackie in person, I was like, bring it on.
Yeah, and the crystal in your gift bag, it broke, didn't it?
Yes,
and that was significant somehow.
So everyone got a little crystal in their gift bags, and mine was a selenite. And I thought if I held it, that it would ground my frazzled energy from us rushing to get there. So I was holding it, and this sliver broke off in my hand, and I like panicked because I'm like, oh my God, what does that mean?
Yeah.
So I started Googling, and I wanted to find out what that meant. And it said that it's a sign that the crystal was working hard to absorb and transmute negative energies.
Yeah.
So it also indicated that the crystal had reached its limit. I tapped out the crystal in the context of protective qualities.
Yeah.
So that poor little crystal was getting the job done and taking all of my negative energy.
It was working overtime for you and for me as well. I mean, it was full of life lessons, this show, which was really good. And then she did a psychic reading for the crowd as well. And she also talked about TransformU, which is a new online course based on the belief that our thoughts create our reality. So with Jackie, you get to explore how to tune into who you really are while learning to let go of what's not serving you. It helps you to reprogram entrenched habits and negative patterns. So she meets with a group online regularly and does modules on intuition, meditation, manifestation, wealth and abundance, all of that kind of stuff. It looks amazing. So if you're interested, head on to exojackie.com.
Yeah, and she also has these retreats she holds in Bali called Bali Bliss Outs, and I think they would be fantastic. I actually think I really want to go, and I think it's a business expense technically, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is, and it's like Jackie is also a master manifester. So she manifested her husband Ben, who was adorable and was there that night.
Yeah, so she talks about this in the show.
Yeah,
all of these things.
Yeah, so she manifested her husband Ben, the engagement ring she wanted. She manifested being on the Real Housewives before it was even a thing, and her beautiful twin boys. So I just put up my new vision board, and it has a few random pictures I stuck up there.
I hope this podcast is like up there, like a picture of my face or something.
Making $70 million.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time to think about it, but I am going to fill that sucker up this weekend with manifesting greatness stuff. But anyway, so when I look at Jackie, I just think of that famous line from When Harry Met Sally, I'll have what she's having.
Yep.
Because I want her calm energy. She just radiates this love and light. She dances and she has fun. She is living her best life. So I want to be like that. She's my spirit animal.
And I liked how she said, one of my takeaways from the show is if you're going to manifest big, man. Like if you want to bring money into your life, don't think of like, oh, next month I hope I'll be making an extra $2,000. No. Go for 20,000 or go for 5 million.
Yeah, go hard or go home.
Yeah, exactly. Because she explained that if you want something but you put a limit on it, it's like a self-limiting belief, you know. So just go all in. So we're going to be super famous, and this is going to be there's going to be thousands and thousands of millions of people listening to this. Plus, on top of spending 2 inspirational hours with Jackie, we got a fabulous bonus, right? We saw 3 real Sydney housewives in the wild, Kate, Terry and Martine, who sat in the row in front of us. So Jackie, during her psychic reading, actually called in someone called Joe, which happened to be someone that Terry knew who passed away, and Terry was very moved by that. Also, she said she saw Kate on a tractor and said she was going to buy a farm and that she'd end up working with youth or children or mentoring in some way.
Yeah, it was really powerful. And so as we know, I have my girl crushes. My all-time OG girl crush for 30 years has been Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. So my latest girl crush this season, has been Paige DeSorbo. I am now officially adding a third one, Martine Chippendale. So, yes, the newbie Real Housewife of Sydney.
She might even be my new girl crush too, because I was just floored of how beautiful she was in real life.
Yeah, she is next level. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's all the things. She's beautiful, thin, rich. Her hair, her skin, her clothes. She is perfection.
Do you think she's at work though, or?
I think she does a lot of maintenance, because didn't they say at the beginning, like she does like a 2-hour face skin routine at night?
Yeah, I mean it shows. She's working
I'm gonna
for
lift my game. I'm like, I need to pull my socks up.
She's 42, but she could easily pass for late 20s.
She
I
is
reckon.
Freaking stunning. Yeah. So I got a quickie photo with her, and I told her that I thought she looked like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and her eyes got really wide, and she grabbed me with both hands, and she was very excited. So I totally think she's Australia's answer to CBK. And I am now manifesting the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip with Jackie and even Martine.
And if Real Housewives of Sydney doesn't come back. Oh, I hope it comes back, or if it's rested for a few years. I still think I would still love to see her.
Yeah.
I hope she would be included. Because I did enjoy her on the show, and she brought up a lot of interesting topics. She brought up the whole Jordan Peterson thing, all of that, which was interesting. Gave them a bit more to chat about. So now onto our chat with Jackie, and we started off by asking her if she could tell us anything about the rumoured Ultimate Girls Trip series with Melbourne and Sydney Housewives, and we also wanted to know if she would go on the show if they asked her.
Two things I can't confirm or deny, but of course, I mean, they'd need somebody like me on that show.
Absolutely.
Also, Jenna Liano, myself, a few have sprinkled in with some old school ones.
Yeah.
Would I do it? Absolutely. Come on. Who doesn't want a real cross? But I have heard the rumours, but I can't confirm or deny.
Amazing. So obviously you were recently on the Real Housewives of Sydney doing the healing circle. So we know your intention was absolutely pure. It wasn't a setup. But so about, what do you think about that whole thing? And then they thought the reunion was a setup as well, which obviously it wasn't.
Look, do you know what? It's not my first rodeo. I've been filming Housewives for over 10 years, okay, guys? And so everybody knows who I am on camera and off camera, okay? What you see is what you get. And it was really disappointing and sad for me that they went down that path where they clearly knew it wasn't a setup. Yeah. It was, I think, whatever troubles they have between each other, I was kind of called in as a scapegoat. But I will say this: I believe if I had gone in as somebody else's friend, that whole narrative wouldn't have been played out like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we know what you mean. Yeah. Absolutely. So tell us about TransformU. Lots of manifesting, meditation, transformation.
I'm so excited about tonight. Well, TransformU is my self-development 12-week course that I have recently started, and it's just been going bananas. I'm a person that believes that if you can step into your power, step into your authenticity, step into your truth, then you will come from a space of living your best life. And, I've been doing psychic medium readings for over 23 years, but for me, this is the next natural progression, and the testimonials of people not just taking the course, but how it's changing their lives makes my heart sing. And this is why I do what I do. Amazing. I love it. Love it.
And so you describe yourself as a psychic medium. Why not just psychic, or why not just medium? What is psychic medium mean exactly?
Do you know what? I don't know if I so much want to use the word psychic medium. And I say psychic medium because psychic can be you are just tuning into someone's vibrations within that moment, but medium is when you're tuning into the vibration of people that have passed away. So I would prefer to say energy, but sometimes people get that a bit confused with what, but we're all energy. So psychic medium. Psychic is about seeing your past and your future, but psychic medium represents being able to talk to the other side.
Okay, so how was life with your three boys, Ben, Bonham and Rocco? I mean, with names like that, we think they're destined to be badass rock stars.
For sure.
I just want to please you up.
Please do.
I will. Come home with me tonight.
Okay, sure. And your suitcase in a genie bottle, whatever you want.
I'd love that. Yeah. But you know what, my boys, I will just support anything that they want to do. But I will say, on the drum kits, they are incredibly amazing. It's like next level.
Oh.
So it is. The timing, it's not me just saying that because I'm their mother. The timing is out of this world. Definitely have a gift.
Yeah, for sure. And so just FYI, we are open if anyone has any messages for us on the other side. I have Croatians on the other side, so we're open. We just want you to know that.
You'll hear the intention today about being open and receptive, and we'll dive into and lean into a bit of a meditation before the show starts.
We're up for it. And one very last question: what is a little thing that makes you happy?
What makes me happy? There's so many things. It's hard to bottle all that up in one word, but just love my family and love and just being present. It's love. That's
just seeing their smiling faces.
But not just my children. It's love. Just love around everybody. When you see that and you feel that within yourself and it radiates everywhere else, just seeing people happy. Amazing. But love. It's my children, my family.
Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One photo. One photo.